Salud. So now, yeah, I'm excited. This dude asked me for the shoes, and he came all disrespectful, all hot-headed, heated. And I was like, man, I didn't like that shit. So I pulled out the law. So you guys already searched this shit 2 times. Yeah, you ain't coming in here, you know? So that fool got pissed and he fucking ripped my cord out the fucking, because over there they had to connect the TV to the outside of the cell. So that fool ripped my cord out the fucking socket and took off running. And they wouldn't get the shoes regardless. I gotta come out the cell. I gotta go to the yard. He came at me disrespectful. He could have just been like, hey, bro, you can't have those shoes. The law is this, the law is that. But the dude come out hot-headed, talking to another hot-headed guy, like how are we gonna come to an agreement, And so the next officer came in. He's like, hey, man, what's going on? And I started laughing and told him that this dude, ran off and heated and did all that shit. And he was like, hey, can I get the shoes? I'm like, yeah, you can have the shoes. Here you go. And that was that. But that just goes to show that, communication is key. And, you treat people the way you want to be treated. Anyway, so, yeah, shit will go on. I'm in the hole trying to look out for the fella's best interest. The people that are there. Not nobody anywhere else. Just people that are living there where I'm living. And the thing is, like, if you let the wrong people make choices for you, you're going to end up with more time or in a worse situation than you already are. So it's sometimes better, for me, especially for me, that, I have the ability to think outside the box. It was in my best interest to speak up for the crowd, because if the crowd got into a situation, and you don't participate, or even though you disagree, then your ass gonna be grass, you're gonna get got. And that's just how, the South Side rolls. It's all or nothing, and if you choose nothing, you're gonna get something. You know what I mean? So when another instance, the fellas were having issues getting what they needed and giving the proper rotation on their yard schedule. So I told them, go ahead and, you guys do your, because, when we work out, we would sound off and shit. And the officers didn't like us doing that inside. But in this case, the fellas weren't getting what they needed, what they had coming. So, they asked me what was the best route. And I said, go ahead. If I were you, I would sound off inside, get their attention. So they started sounding off inside of me. And the officers came and asked me, like, hey, what's going on? I said, I don't know what's going on. I live separated from those guys. I don't have access to conversate with these guys. So they pulled me out to talk to him. I just asked him what was going on. And all it was communication. I communicated their needs to the officer. And the officers communicated what they believe through me to them. And we all came into agreement. So I wasn't even needed in that situation, but I get put in those situations, not only by the fellas, but by the officers, because the officers, realize that I have an ability to communicate, and maybe they lacked in that ability, or maybe we had a hard-headed homie that didn't want to listen, So, but the other side to this coin, the flip side to this coin is, these dudes are writing this shit down, and everybody's reporting. I'm pretty sure the homies are reporting. Like, we got the fucking undercover snitches and shit. And then we got the officers that are writing down, like, oh, this fool has, what's the word they use? Persuasion over the Mexican faction or whatever the fuck it's called. But that's something different than what they're trying to get me for it the whole time. They're trying to say that I'm related or I'm an associate or something like that, but I'm not. So because of my communication skills, and they don't like my communication skills, they're trying to get rid of me by labeling me something that I'm not. Those are just examples, and these are all examples of what leads to my ultimate demise. Um, so now we're in Sat F. I'll get moved out of there. Pretty sure I missed some things, but I'll come back. It's a video, so I'm pretty sure you can chop it, and screw that motherfucker up. You know. Shout out to my boys in Texas. Um, yes, sir. So Sat F. Now I go to Tehachapi. Tehachapi Shoe. Ooh, shit. Uh, hold up, man. I keep getting the chills. I don't know why. Yeah, so where do we go from here? Tehachapi. Tehachapi was another motherfucking beast, man. Uh, you got them. I get to the shoe. Not much happens in the shoe. Lockdown. Did my time there. I don't think I got into it with anybody there. I get to the main line. Get me a job in the kitchen. First job I had in fucking like almost 10 years, I think. I'm eating food like a motherfucker, getting fat, drinking, living it up. Um, there was some fucked up cops there, but you know, only time I got into altercation right there or across words, I was walking out the building and there was an officer standing there, and I told him excuse me, but he didn't hear me. And when I walked behind him, he jumped, all scared and shit, spooked. And he wanted to get mad at me, and I was like, yeah, I said excuse me, man, it's your fault. You ain't paying attention, you know. Um, But yeah, they had their own thing going. I was lucky I had a job there because there was a lot of scandalous officers there. You know, motherfuckers take off on you and beat your ass and spray you for having your hat on for too long. You know, or they did some dirty shit there, but shit didn't have to do with me. Um, that's when I was with that Vato that came out in that movie about that cartoon with the dude's name was Trigger for Tunaville. He used to live next door to me, all tatted up from the face to the fucking to his toes. He was cool. He used to get fucking white lining for me all the time and shit. But yeah, fucking. So I go to Tehachapi High Desert. I go to High Desert. We're on lockdown, cooking up food. I start grilling on the fucking bench right there. Um, same old, man. Locked up, man. Right there, man, boy. We got some corn-fed ass fucking officers. Straight disrespectful, man. Disrespectful. Think some fool called me out my name or some shit. Man, I tell that fool to fuck off, but them motherfuckers are huge, corn-fed ass fools. Disrespectful like a motherfucker. To fuck your boxes up, all your property, they'll throw your fucking disrespectful ass. But there was also cool guys there too, you know. And when I tell you they were cool, they were cool at the time, but now I think about it, they were up to something. So before we even get let off lockdown, bam, these fools let me out. I've been asking to come out like a fucking teacher's aide or some shit. But before we went off lockdown, like I was one of the first two people to come out the building, you know. So as soon as I get out the building, bam, I go out there, and these fools are asking me for numbers and shit, like numbers to talk to people, and I didn't think nothing of it at the time. But now I look back, I'm like, bro, you don't even know me. Why would you even think I have these numbers or some shit? You know, like once again, I believe that they were fishing for information, and people were trying to. People, when I say people, the officers were on a mission to figure out, where am I getting information or my authority or what the fuck, which I didn't have authority. I just spoke up when I felt that something was wrong, and I try to look out for myself. But doing so, I had to take care of the group, as a whole, because like I said, it's either you move as one or you don't move at all. And so that's what it amounts to. And then a lot of times when we move as a group, other groups join in. So I can't remember much that happened at High Desert. I don't know if some 602s happened or anything. Anyways, now I go to Catapat. Now Catapat, it's a motherfucking different story. Catapat, it's wild. People don't give a fuck there. They don't give a fuck about you. They're homies, but most of them, they don't give a fuck. I got there. I don't say nothing. I don't ask nobody for nothing. I just wait to see how people are. I think one person offered me something like some toothpaste or some shit like that. Nobody offered me shit. I was like, man, this is a whole different world here. It's not something I'm used to. There wasn't as much unity as it was in all the other places I had been, and it was more wild, more set free, and hold up, man, I think I need a beer.